In this lesson, you will learn to find the probability that an event will occur. So to find the probability of an event, what we need to do is find the probability of event A by taking the favorable outcomes and divide it by the total possible outcomes. So in the previous lessons, we learned how to find the total possible outcomes. And that is going to be part of what we do for probability. And then the other part is now finding the favorable outcomes as well, and then dividing the two. So here we can write this mathematically with a P and then parentheses A. P means probability, and then parentheses with the A inside means the probability of event A happening. And we take the favorable outcomes, so what we want to happen, divided by the total outcomes. So I'm going to walk you through 4 different examples on how to find the probability. Example 1, we're told that a die is rolled, and we're trying to find the probability that the number showing is greater than 3. So if it's greater than 3, we know it could be a 4, 5, or 6. So that gives us 3 favorable outcomes, 3 things that we want to happen, and the total outcomes when you roll a die is going to be 6. You have 6 options when you roll a die. So you take the favorable divided by the total, which leaves me with 3 over 6, so we get 1 over 2, or 1/2. So what we have is a 1 in 2 chance of the number being rolled being greater than 3. Example 2 says a die is rolled, and find the probability that the number showing is between 2 and 5. So between would not include the numbers 2 and 5, so we have a 3 or a 4 as your favorable. So that is 2 options that are favorable. We're rolling a die, so we have 6 options total. We divide 2 by 6 to get 1/3 as my probability. So we would say that there's a 1 in 3 chance of the number being between 2 and 5. Example 3 now has 2 dice. 2 dice are rolled, and we're trying to find the probability that the sum of the numbers are less than 5. So your favorable options would be 1 and 1, which gives me 2. 1 and 2 gives me 3. 1 and 3 would give me a 4. 2 and 1, 2 and 2, or 3 and 1 would all add up to give me less than 5. So my favorable outcomes would be 6 total. And then the total outcomes, the total options, we have 6 dice, or 6 sides on the dice, and we have 2 dice that we're rolling. So dice 1 has 6 options, dice 2 has 6 options, and because we're having both dice being rolled, it's going to be an AND statement, so therefore we multiply. 6 times 6 to give me 36 options. So my total options would be 36. So I take my favorable options, divide it by the total, so I have 6 over 36, which gives me 1 over 6. For the last example, we still have 2 dice being rolled, and the question is to find the probability that the sum of the numbers is 6 or 7. So my favorable outcomes would be what we want to happen. We want to get a 6 or a 7. Well, how many ways can we roll 2 dice to add up to be 6 or a 7? Well, 1 and 5 would give me 6, 1 and 6 would give me 7. 2 and 4 I get 6, 2 and 5 I get 7. 3 and 3 I get 6, 3 and 4 I get 7. 4 and 2 I get 6, 4 and 3 I get 7. 5 plus 1 is 6, 5 plus 2 is 7, and then 6 plus 1 is 7. So I have 11 favorable outcomes, and the total outcomes when I roll 2 dice would be 36. So I take my favorable divided by the total, and I have 11 over 36 as my probability. And that concludes our lesson for today. We will see you next time.